this and take a quick look at them. This is directly from the Constitution itself. The Congress shall have the power to lay and collect taxes, to pay debts, to provide for the common defense and the general welfare of the United States of America as a country, to borrow money, to regulate commerce with foreign nations and among the several states and with the Indian tribes, to establish a uniform rule of naturalization, to coin money and regulate its value, to provide for the punishment of counterfeiting money and securities, to establish post offices, to promote the progress of science and useful arts, to constitute courts inferior to the Supreme Court, to define and punish piracies on the high seas, to declare war, to raise and support armies, to provide and maintain a navy, to make rules for the government and the regulation of the Army and the Navy, to provide for the calling forth of a militia, to provide for organizing, arming, and disciplining the militia, to exercise exclusive authority in all cases over the District of Columbia, and to make all laws which shall be necessary and proper for carrying into execution the foregoing powers. That is it.
Country. There's no reason they would have laid that out. They laid out those specific powers because they wanted the federal government's powers to be limited, and they wanted the federal policymakers to focus on those limited tasks. But the key point, I think, for your viewers is that the Constitution is incapable of enforcing itself. If members of Congress choose to ignore the Constitution, then it falls upon the people to exert pressure on Congress. Somebody once said, it's only when Congress feels the heat that they see the light. So if people want to make their voices heard, they need to exert that pressure on Congress. But if the people become apathetic about the Constitution and their freedom, then the rule of law and their liberties will erode, and there's already been too much of that already.
Jay, you know the Constitution as well as any lawyer I know. And not only are there only those 17 powers that I enumerated, but there's a couple of backstops in there. There's the 9th Amendment that says the fact that we have given these powers to Congress doesn't mean we've taken anything from the people. And there's the 10th Amendment, which says what we did not give away, we retained for the states. Nobody talks about those anymore.